How's it going, y'all? Today we are going to talk about popless or late pop exits out of grinds and manuals. People call it popless. I think a better term is late pop because that is actually what you're doing. You are popping late when you exit a grind or a manual to get a really stylish low pop or no pop kind of look to your tricks. Here's a couple of examples from people. This first person, iFrozen on YouTube, I'll put a link in the description. He hit me up on Instagram and let me know that it was possible in skate. So shout out to him. He's sick at these. Check this out. Here's another example. This is from Skate 3. So these were possible in Skate 3 and Skate 2. We were doing them back then. This is iRipper, his part from Hoodlum Family's Reaganomics. He was kind of a master at these. So yeah, let's get started. I'll show you how to do them. We're gonna do some out of manuals first. That's probably the easiest way to learn. And then we will do them out of grinds, but we'll just be riding off the end of a ledge to do them. And then the last way, I'll show you the toughest way, which is using B to exit the side of a grind and then do it. So if you open your map and go to the bottom of Hedgemont here, you'll see the 4th and Narrows fast travel point. Go here. Once you're there, just walk down the sidewalk, go around the corner, and you'll see a nice ledge manual pad here. Just come here and set a marker. So first, I'll show you, I'm just gonna do a nose manual and just ride off the ledge. You know, looks okay, but it always looks the same, looks kind of sterile, nothing wrong with it. Here's me popping out of a nose manual though. Super high, you go really high. It's a little unrealistic looking, it's hard to control. We don't have like a stats menu to control pops out of grinds or out of manuals. I hope we do eventually, that would be really sick. So fortunately we have popless. Here's a late pop out of a nose manual. So you'll notice I popped, but it was late and it looked a little better in my opinion. So that's why we do these. Here's a replay. You just get a little more sauce on it, you know? So if we slow this down, this is a pretty exaggerated example, but you'll see I pop after my wheels come off the ledge. So you don't get any height, but you get the pop animation. The moment your wheels go off the ledge, pop, and you'll do a trick with no pop, and it just looks pretty sick. Oh, my wheels touch there, but we got the late pop, so that's why we're here. You can also do like revert 360 popless kind of stuff out of these. It's really sick. Let's try that. Pretty rad. All right, for good measure, we're gonna flip out of this one with that same trick. I think it'll look pretty sick. Let's take a look at this one. So sick. All right. Manuals are 100% going to be the easiest way to learn just the concept of popping late because you don't have to do anything else. You can just manual off the edge of something and pop late. It's really that simple.
Before you get started on learning popless out of grinds, there's one setting I want you to change.
Go to trick toggles, go down to late flips, turn them off. Leave this off. You have a tendency to do late flips out of popless and late pop grinds. So turn this off, and if you get a flip out of the popless with this off, you'll know that you actually did the popless flip out of it. It's just a good way to get a feedback loop from your trial and error. So turn late flips off. If you have an elite controller and you have the ability to put bumpers on the back of your controller, I highly suggest mapping your B button to the paddle. It's gonna let you keep your thumb on the stick after you hit the B button with the paddle. It's just a lot easier than going from the B back to the stick. I also use this tall Elite controller stem for the analog stick, and I feel like I get a lot more control out of that. All right, we're gonna practice the 2 ways to get out of grinds popless. I like being on the skateway. Right here on the map, this is pretty much right across the street from the big church right here. So just anywhere in this area of the skateway is going to be good to practice these. We're going to practice on this ledge right here for the first way. When you get to the end of this ledge, just ride off and pop late just like you did in your manual, and you'll get a popless out of it. So we'll try a crook nollie flip. Ooh, see, we popped a little too late there. That was a little too early. Maybe third time is a charm. Nope. All right, 12th time is a charm. So this was pretty close to not being popless, but you can see we popped right after the end of that ledge. Let's watch this in full speed. See, it just looks nice. Looks nice and clean. Doesn't pop super high above the ledge. Now that was about as early as you can do them. Just practice that, just like the manuals. Once you're ready to try it this way, the third way, just walk right past that ledge, and we're gonna skate this ledge right here. So set a marker, and basically you do the same thing, but you're gonna be exiting the grind early. So you're exiting to the side like that. You're gonna use the B button to exit the grind here. And you're gonna flip late after you start to exit that ledge. This is pure timing. So this is the tough one. We'll do it one more time here. See, I was a little late with that one. Ooh, if you're not quick enough after you start to exit, you just don't flip fast enough. You got to really put some speed into your flick. I don't know if I'll get one as nice as that first one. That one was clean. I'm gonna nollie tray out of a crook. That was a popless nollie tray out. We're getting a stutter, so we'll just have to watch this in slow-mo. It's about as clean as it gets. But you can also just ollie out of stuff, and it adds this really clean look. You know, not many people doing a nollie tray out of a crooked grind. But see how that looks when you just do the little ollie out? And you can do this out of so much stuff. So just practice, have fun. If y'all have any questions in the comments, let me know. It's pretty late at night, so I don't know if I explained that the best, but see y'all.